consciousness. However, these dark forces twisted and corrupted this natural energy grid, rerouting it to serve their own agenda. They created artificial systems to disrupt the harmony that once existed between humanity and the earth. As a result, we've been cut off from the very source of our spiritual and energetic potential, kept in a perpetual state of disconnection and confusion. The manipulation of energy didn't stop with the planet's ley lines. It extended to the human mind and consciousness. Through carefully orchestrated systems of control, fear, and distraction, these dark forces have kept humanity in a state of perpetual sleep, constantly distracted from their true purpose. The media, education systems, governments, and even religions have all played their part in reinforcing this illusion. This system has been so deeply embedded into the fabric of society that many cannot even begin to fathom the truth. But the Pleiadians, those ancient cosmic beings who have watched over our world for eons, have been trying to break through the veil of deception. They've sent us subtle messages throughout history, encoded in symbols, myths, and even in the stars themselves. Yet, these messages have been ignored or misinterpreted, overshadowed by the orchestrated chaos that keeps humanity in a state of fear and confusion. The cosmic forces guiding humanity from the shadows know that to awaken us, the truth must be revealed slowly. For if it were revealed all at once, the shock might be too much for our minds to comprehend. Why is this awakening happening now? Why have the Pleiadians chosen this moment in time to break their silence and speak out? It's because the cosmic forces that have been silently manipulating our world are growing desperate. Their control is slipping. The old systems that once held humanity in check are beginning to falter. More and more people are waking up to the reality of what has been happening behind the scenes, and the energetic shifts on Earth are becoming impossible to ignore. The stars themselves are aligning in ways that haven't been seen for millennia, signaling a time of profound change. The Earth itself is undergoing a transformation, one that cannot be stopped. As our planet's energy begins to shift, so too does humanity's potential for evolution. The Pleiadians know this, and they have been preparing for this moment for a long time. They have been offering us guidance, subtle nudges to awaken our collective consciousness, and now they are revealing the deeper truths. The question is, will we heed their warnings? Or will we continue to live in the illusion created by the forces that seek to control us? This revelation is not merely a philosophical exercise, it is a call to action. The truth that the Pleiadians are revealing is not one that can be ignored. It is a cosmic imperative that demands we awaken from our slumber, face the uncomfortable truths, and reclaim our rightful place in the universe. The forces that have controlled us are not just after power over Earth. They are after the very essence of our consciousness. They fear the awakening of humanity, because when we remember who we truly are, we will no longer be their pawns. The path ahead is not without its challenges. Awakening to the truth means confronting the very systems that have been put in place to control us. It means questioning everything we've been taught, everything we've been told to believe, and everything that has been hidden from us. It means stepping into the unknown, facing the fear and uncertainty that come with realizing that the world we thought we knew is not what it seems. But with this awakening comes the potential for great change. The Pleiadians have shown us that we are not powerless. We have the ability to reconnect with the Earth's energy, to tap into the universal knowledge that has been hidden from us, and to reclaim our spiritual birthright. The key to this transformation lies within each of us. The more we awaken to the truth, the more we can shift the energy of the world around us, creating a new reality, one that is based on harmony, balance, and spiritual growth. However, this transformation will not happen overnight. The forces that have been in control for so long will not relinquish their grip easily. They will fight to maintain their dominance, using fear, manipulation, and distractions to keep us from seeing the truth. But we have a choice. We can either continue to live in ignorance, bound by the chains of deception, or we can choose to awaken to the truth and embrace our potential. The Pleiadians have warned us that time is running out. The signs are already here. and we must act before it's too late. The cosmic shifts that are happening are not random. They are part of a larger universal plan. A plan that is designed to bring about the awakening of humanity and the restoration of balance to Earth. But in order for this plan to unfold, we must choose to see the truth, no matter how unsettling it may be. The stakes are high. The forces that control our world will not go down without a fight, but we are not alone. The Pleiadians and other benevolent cosmic beings are here to guide us through this process. They are offering us a chance to reconnect with our true essence, to rise above the fear and manipulation, and to step into our role as conscious co-creators of the universe. The countdown is on, the truth is coming, and with it, the opportunity to reclaim our power. Will you choose to wake up? Will you choose to see beyond the veil and embrace the higher reality that awaits? Or will you remain asleep, continuing to live in the illusion? The choice is yours. But remember, once you see the truth, there's no turning back. The Pleiadians have made their message clear. The time for awakening is now, and humanity's future depends on the choices we make in this critical moment. Civilizations, advanced technologies, and spiritual wisdom are deliberately hidden, buried deep within the fabric of our history, so that we cannot remember the depth of our true potential. These resets serve as a mechanism to ensure that humanity remains in a state of ignorance and compliance. By keeping us in a perpetual state of forgetfulness, the powers that be can maintain control over us, manipulating our collective consciousness and ensuring that the true nature of existence remains just out of reach. This pattern of cyclical amnesia is not random. It is a deliberate process designed to break down any attempts at enlightenment. Throughout history, great thinkers, mystics, and spiritual leaders have emerged, only to be silenced or absorbed into the larger system of control. The wisdom they imparted was often twisted or obscured to prevent humanity from accessing the knowledge that would free us. In the process, many of us have become disconnected from the source of all creation, not realizing that we have the ability to transcend the constraints of time, space, and physical reality. Instead, we've been trained to look outside of ourselves for answers, forgetting that the answers we seek are hidden within. The concept of ascension, or spiritual evolution, has been distorted over time. We have been taught that to reach higher states of consciousness, we must follow external paths, worship external deities, or adhere to doctrines that promote separation rather than unity. This is the great trick. The illusion that ascension is something external, something to be achieved outside of ourselves. But true ascension comes from within. It is the recognition of our own divine nature, the realization that we are not separate from the universe, but an integral part of it. This realization requires peeling back the layers of illusion that have been imposed upon us, awakening to the truth that has always existed, yet has been obscured by the forces that seek to maintain their dominance. The artificial nature of the reality in which we live is slowly being uncovered as more individuals awaken to the fact that they are more than their physical bodies. The veil begins to lift. The power of collective consciousness is being harnessed in ways that have never been possible before. We are beginning to remember that we are capable of manifesting our own reality, of shaping the world around us with our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. The realization that we are creators of our own experiences is one of the most profound shifts in human consciousness. And yet this shift is also the greatest threat to the powers that have been manipulating humanity for eons. The forces of control are not willing to relinquish their grip easily. They will continue to deploy tactics designed to keep us in fear, division, and confusion. They will use technology, media, and propaganda to manipulate our perceptions of reality, further distorting the frequencies that govern our minds. The constant bombardment of negative messages and artificial frequencies serves to keep us trapped in lower states of consciousness, where we are more susceptible to influence and manipulation. The powers that be understand the power of the mind and the energy that is created when large groups of people focus their thoughts and emotions on a shared outcome. This is why they seek to control our thoughts, to steer our collective energy into destructive patterns, ensuring that the cycle of disempowerment continues. However, there is a growing resistance. There are individuals and groups across the planet who are awakening to the truth of their existence. These awakened souls are beginning to remember who they are and what they are capable of. They are reconnecting with the ancient wisdom that has been passed down through the ages and rediscovering the true power that lies dormant within each of us. This awakening is a quiet revolution, one that is not driven by force or violence, but by the sheer power of consciousness. As more people awaken to their own divinity, the collective energy begins to shift, creating ripples of change that cannot be ignored. We are standing at a crossroads, a point in our collective evolution where we can choose to break free from the cycle of control and limitation, or we can continue to be led down the path of division and disempowerment. The choice is ours, and the power to make that choice lies within each of us. The battle for our minds, our spirits, and our collective future is ongoing, but it is not a battle that can be won through force or violence. It is a battle of consciousness, a struggle to reclaim our true power and to recognize the divine within us all. The true nature of our reality is one of boundless possibility. Once we break free from the illusions that have been constructed to keep us in a state of disempowerment, we will realize that we are not limited by time, space, or the constraints of physicality. We are infinite beings of light and consciousness, capable of creating and experiencing anything we choose. The key to unlocking this potential lies within each of us. As we awaken to our true nature, the world around us will begin to transform, and the cycles of limitation and control will fade away, replaced by a new era of freedom, enlightenment, and unity. The power is in our hands, and it is time to reclaim it. Been altered, distorted, and reshaped to serve the interests of those in power. The concept of time, as we understand it, may not be as linear or absolute as we have been led to believe. In fact, there is growing evidence that time, in its most fundamental essence, is not just a straightforward progression of events, but a malleable force, capable of being manipulated by those who possess the knowledge and technology to do so. What if the events we perceive as historical milestones are, in reality, carefully constructed narratives, designed to obscure the true course of human development and the deeper cycles of existence? Throughout history, there have been inexplicable gaps in our understanding of certain periods. Entire civilizations seem to have appeared from nowhere, only to vanish without a trace. Archaeological evidence from around the world reveals advanced technologies that were lost long before they should have been. The construction of pyramids, massive stone structures, and other monumental works around the globe is evidence of a level of craftsmanship and knowledge that should have been impossible for the societies of their time. Yet these achievements remain enigmatic, as though they were the remnants of a civilization far beyond our current capabilities, now buried beneath the sands of time. What if these structures, these pieces of lost technology, were not remnants at all, but deliberate markers left behind by those who understood the cyclical nature of existence? Consider the ancient texts and mythologies from cultures spanning the globe. The stories of gods, heroes, and other worldly beings often speak of advanced technologies, extraordinary knowledge, and even interdimensional realms. These myths may not be as fantastical as they appear. They could be encoded histories, concealed messages about the true nature of our origins, and the powerful forces that once guided our development. Legends of lost continents, like Atlantis and the mysteries of ancient Egypt, China, and South America, all contain fragments of knowledge that point to a civilization far more advanced than anything history has preserved for us. These accounts are not random fabrications. They are the scattered remnants of a once glorious civilization that has been wiped from collective memory. Furthermore, there are those who claim that there are still secret societies operating in the shadows, groups that have access to ancient wisdom and technology hidden from the public. These groups are said to control vast resources and networks of knowledge, and their influence reaches into the highest echelons of power. What if these societies possess the keys to unlocking the mysteries of the lost civilization and its advanced technologies? What if they have deliberately withheld this knowledge to maintain their own control, ensuring that humanity remains ignorant of its true potential? The idea of a global conspiracy may sound outlandish to some, but there is a long history of secret organizations operating behind the scenes, shaping the course of world events to their advantage. Another critical aspect of this grand deception is the suppression of certain scientific discoveries that challenge the established worldview. For centuries, alternative theories about the nature of the universe, the origins of life, and the potential for human consciousness to transcend its physical limitations have been dismissed as pseudoscience or heresy. Yet, more and more, mainstream science is beginning to acknowledge the possibility that many of these suppressed ideas contain elements of truth. The study of quantum mechanics, the exploration of consciousness, and the increasing recognition of ancient wisdom systems are all pointing to a far more intricate and interconnected reality than we have been taught to believe. The more we examine the evidence, the clearer it becomes that there is far more to our past, our present, and our future than meets the eye. The knowledge of these ancient civilizations, once buried beneath the rubble of time, is gradually resurfacing, like a long-forgotten dream, stirring in the depths of our collective consciousness. Yet, the forces that control the dominant narratives of our time work tirelessly to ensure that this knowledge remains hidden or distorted, to maintain a status quo that benefits only a select few. Despite this, there are those who continue to seek the truth, digging through ancient texts, deciphering cryptic symbols, and challenging the accepted histories of humanity. These modern-day explorers of truth are not just uncovering artifacts or decoding lost languages. They are seeking to unlock the mysteries that will one day reveal the true potential of humanity. What if the answers to our greatest questions about life, the universe, and our place within it are hidden in plain sight, obscured only by the limits of our own perceptions? As we stand on the precipice of a new era, with technology advancing at an unprecedented rate and our understanding of the universe expanding, the possibility that we may one day uncover these lost truths becomes more likely. If we are able to break free from the constraints of the narratives imposed upon us and rediscover the ancient wisdom that has been carefully hidden away, we may finally unlock the full potential of human consciousness and take our rightful place in the grand cosmic scheme. However, this will require not just a shift in our understanding of history, but a transformation in the way we perceive reality itself. Only by embracing the unknown and questioning the very foundation of what we have been taught can we begin to glimpse the truth that lies just beneath the surface. In the end, the history we know may be nothing more than a fraction of the story, and the journey to uncover the lost chapters of our past may be the key to unlocking the future of humanity. Throughout history, the narrative of humanity has been carefully manipulated, edited, altered, and at times entirely fabricated to create a version of reality that serves the interests of those in positions of power. This manipulation extends far beyond mere political spin or media control. It shapes the very core of our understanding of history, science, and even our own identities. Key events that could have transformed the trajectory of human development have been intentionally distorted, erased, or reimagined to fit an alternative, self-serving narrative. Great discoveries, profound spiritual awakenings, and breakthroughs that had the potential to free humanity from its chains of limitation were either suppressed or co-opted by the powers that be. Instead of expanding human consciousness and unlocking the true potential of the collective, these moments were turned into tools for control and exploitation. Wars far from being random occurrences, were often orchestrated with meticulous precision, serving the purposes of those who stood to gain the most from conflict and chaos. Empires have risen and fallen under carefully planned guidance, each power shift further consolidating the influence of those pulling the strings behind the scenes. Even the very perception of what is possible for human beings has been manipulated. Our sense of what is achievable has been shaped to fit within a narrow, constrained framework that benefits a select few. If humanity ever uncovered the true sequence of events, if people could see clearly what was meant to be, rather than what has been forced upon them, the illusion that has kept society in its current state of ignorance would collapse. But as long as time remains a controlled construct, carefully guided and shaped by those who seek to perpetuate their hold on the masses, most will continue to walk down paths that were never truly meant for them, unaware of the vast potential that has been stolen from them. However, a great transformation is unfolding on Earth, one that has been foretold by ancient civilizations and feared by those who have long sought to control humanity's destiny. This transformation is not simply a shift in political power or technological advancement, but something far deeper, something cosmic in nature. The planet's natural energy grid, which has been deliberately manipulated and suppressed for millennia, is now awakening with an intensity that cannot be ignored. Ley lines, those invisible yet powerful energetic pathways that crisscross the Earth, are pulsing with renewed force, undoing the centuries of artificial interference that have been imposed upon them. These ley lines, which once connected sacred sites, temples, and ancient civilizations, allowed for a deep, harmonious relationship between humans and the cosmos, facilitating a sense of unity and spiritual connection with the Earth itself. Over time, however, their power was distorted, blocked, or intentionally misused to keep humanity in a state of limitation and dependence. But now, as the cosmic shift intensifies, these ley lines are restoring themselves, and with them, the deep energy flows that once connected the Earth's sacred places to the heavens. The vibrations emanating from these lines are dissolving the artificial barriers that have been placed around human consciousness for centuries. These energetic currents are now awakening dormant aspects of humanity's potential, revealing to those who are willing to see the truth that the boundaries placed upon them were never meant to exist. The forces that have relied on manipulating and suppressing this energy are scrambling to find ways to halt this process. But the transformation has already begun. It is unstoppable. One of the most significant and potent catalysts of this global shift is the increasing intensity of solar flares. While mainstream science often describes these flares in terms of their electromagnetic impact on Earth, disrupting communication systems or power grids, the true significance of these solar bursts goes much deeper. These solar flares carry encoded light frequencies that directly interact with human DNA, triggering a profound awakening within us. For centuries, much of this energy has remained dormant, its potential lying untapped within the very fabric of our beings. The sun's energy, however, is now reigniting those dormant strands of DNA, unlocking hidden layers of consciousness and bringing to the surface the full scope of humanity's genetic potential. What was once considered science fiction is now becoming a reality for many individuals who are beginning to experience sudden bursts of intuition, heightened sensitivity, and an unexplainable inner knowing. These shifts, although subtle, are signs of a profound transformation that has been long kept hidden from the masses, perhaps by design. The systems of power, which have been carefully structured by a select few to maintain control over the global population, fear this awakening. They fear an enlightened, self-aware population, for an awakened individual is far more difficult to manipulate or control. The systems in place have no defense against those who can see beyond the illusions they have imposed. When individuals begin to recognize the truths hidden from them, when they begin to remember their true potential, the entire system of control begins to crumble. The alignment of celestial bodies is yet another key factor in this transformation. The ancients were acutely aware of the energetic impact that the positions of planets and stars have on the Earth, understanding that certain celestial alignments create energetic gateways, moments when the barrier between dimensions is thinned, allowing deep revelations and truths to emerge. Throughout history, rulers, secret societies, and those who have sought to manipulate humanity's spiritual and intellectual development have carefully tracked these cosmic cycles, using their power to their advantage, while keeping the general population unaware of the potential these alignments hold. These alignments act as keys, unlocking hidden truths and dissolving illusions that have been carefully constructed to keep humanity asleep. At certain moments in history, these cosmic alignments amplify the energies flowing through the Earth's ley lines, creating a surge of awakening that cannot be ignored. During these times, the energies are so potent that they act as a force of liberation, dissolving the artificial barriers to human consciousness and revealing the truth of what has been hidden for so long. This surge of awakening is not just a personal or individual event. It is a global phenomenon, one that can bring about a shift in the collective consciousness of humanity. But those who have benefited from the old system of control are aware of this potential, and they will do everything in their power to prevent such a transformation from taking place. Yet, the energies of the Earth, the Sun, and the cosmos are aligning in a way that cannot be stopped. The awakening is already underway, and soon the illusion will collapse, leaving humanity to reclaim its true power and potential. Just human. These entities come from realms beyond the physical, often referred to as interdimensional beings or extraterrestrial forces. Their presence in our world has been veiled for millennia, working through the shadows to manipulate the flow of history. But those who have benefited from the old system of control are aware of this potential, and they will do everything in their power to prevent such a transformation from taking place. Yet, the energies of the Earth, the Sun, and the cosmos are aligning in a way that cannot be stopped. The awakening is already underway, and soon the illusion will collapse, leaving humanity to reclaim its true power and potential. Just human. These entities come from realms beyond the physical, often referred to as interdimensional beings or extraterrestrial forces. Their presence in our world has been veiled for millennia, working through the shadows to manipulate the flow of history. They know that humanity is on the cusp of a profound awakening, and they fear that when the true potential of humanity is unlocked, their influence will dissipate, rendering their control obsolete. For this reason, they have done everything in their power to sow confusion, division, and chaos, ensuring that the human race remains ignorant of its true potential and divine heritage. As the cosmic energies surge, these entities feel the pressure mounting. Their power is linked to the disempowerment of humanity. By keeping the masses divided, fearful, and unaware of their true origins, these entities have been able to maintain their grip on the collective psyche. But the shift is undeniable. The energies of the cosmos are awakening dormant parts of humanity's consciousness, and individuals with starseed DNA, the Guardians, are the key to unlocking a new era of peace, unity, and spiritual understanding. The awakening of the Guardians is a seismic event, one that cannot be ignored by those in power. These individuals have an innate connection to higher realms of consciousness, and as the energies from the stars and planets align in powerful ways, the Guardians' abilities begin to activate. These abilities are not just psychic or metaphysical in nature. They extend to the realm of collective wisdom, a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all life, and the realization that humanity is not bound by the limitations that the current systems have imposed upon it. The Guardians are the ones who can see through the illusion of the material world and into the spiritual truth that binds everything together. This awakening process is not without its challenges. The Guardians face immense pressure, both from external forces and from within themselves. They must navigate a world that is steeped in deception, where the truth is often hidden beneath layers of misinformation and distortion. The media, which is controlled by the elites, constantly bombards the public with fear and negativity, distracting them from the true spiritual revolution unfolding behind the scenes. The political and financial systems, too, are designed to keep the masses in a state of perpetual struggle, ensuring that the people never realize the full extent of their own power. But the Guardians are beginning to break free from these illusions. They are waking up to their true nature and remembering the ancient wisdom passed down through the stars. They are rediscovering the abilities that were once common among our ancestors, abilities that allowed humans to communicate telepathically, heal with their minds, and access vast stores of knowledge from other dimensions. These abilities are not fanciful or mythical. They are a natural part of the human potential, and as the frequencies of the planet shift, they are being activated once again. The elites, however, are not sitting idly by as this transformation takes place. They are intensifying their efforts to suppress the awakening, using every tool at their disposal to keep humanity in the dark. They employ disinformation campaigns, create false flags, and manipulate social and political systems to keep the public distracted and divided. The goal is simple: to prevent the masses from coming together and realizing their collective power. They know that when humanity awakens to its true potential, their control over the world will crumble. Yet, even with all their efforts, the awakening continues. More and more people are beginning to see through the veil of illusion, recognizing that the world they have been taught to accept is not the whole truth. The Guardians are leading the way, showing others that there's more to life than what meets the eye. They are helping to shift the collective consciousness, raising the frequency of the planet and moving humanity closer to its true destiny. There is also a deeper, more subtle shift happening. As the Guardians awaken and begin to align with their true purpose, they are connecting with one another across time and space. They are forming a global network of light, one that transcends borders, cultures, and religions. This network of awakened souls is creating a new paradigm for the world, one based on cooperation, love, and unity. It is a paradigm that stands in stark contrast to the systems of control and division that have dominated human history. The Guardians are the harbingers of this new era. They are the ones who will guide humanity through the coming challenges and help to anchor the higher frequencies that will transform the world. They will heal the wounds of the past and create a future based on truth, justice, and compassion. But the journey will not be easy. It will require courage, strength, and a deep commitment to the truth, even in the face of overwhelming opposition. In the end, it is not the ruling elite who will determine the future of humanity, but the awakened individuals who are ready to step into their true power. The cosmic shift is already underway, and nothing can stop it. The Guardians are here, and they are ready to lead humanity into a new age of enlightenment and spiritual growth. It is time for the world to remember who they truly are and to reclaim the knowledge and abilities that have been hidden from them for so long. The time of awakening is now. Is one of subtle manipulation, carefully woven into the fabric of everyday life, so seamlessly that most individuals never even suspect that their thoughts, emotions, and decisions are being influenced from beyond their own awareness. The system is not just a matter of societal or political control. It goes deeper, affecting the very nature of human consciousness. By planting seeds of doubt, confusion, and fear, these hidden forces are able to shape human perception, directing attention away from the true nature of their existence and keeping individuals isolated in a bubble of distorted reality. Through these subtle interventions, the agenda of these forces continues to unfold without resistance, creating a world where people believe they are acting of their own free will, when in fact, they are following an invisible script. It's a long-term strategy that doesn't require drastic upheaval, but relies instead on the careful nudging of the collective mindset. By manipulating emotions, events, and even seemingly random occurrences, these entities can shape the course of human history, one small, seemingly insignificant action at a time. Even the way people think about time and space is manipulated. What we consider as reality, the way we perceive time, space, and the limits of our physical existence, is often warped to keep us confined within certain boundaries. This distortion serves to prevent people from realizing their true potential, keeping them trapped in a cycle of repetitive thinking and behaviors that only serve to sustain the existing structure of control. It is not only in the political or social spheres that this influence is exerted, but also in the very way individuals perceive their own consciousness. The idea of personal identity itself can be shaped by these unseen forces. Many people go through their lives with a distorted sense of self, often unaware that what they believe to be their true identity may actually be a product of external influence. These influences are often subtle, manifesting as fleeting thoughts, emotional reactions, or even inexplicable desires that gradually become integrated into one's sense of self. Over time, individuals may lose touch with their true essence, mistaking these externally imposed traits for their own natural inclinations. At times, those who begin to awaken to the presence of these hidden forces may experience intense inner turmoil as they struggle to reconcile the distorted reality they've lived in with the truth they're beginning to uncover. This can lead to feelings of isolation and confusion, as they no longer feel entirely at home in a world that seems increasingly alien to them. These moments of awakening can be unsettling, but they also offer a glimpse of the greater picture, revealing the extent to which humanity has been guided by forces that remain largely hidden from the majority. But the presence of these forces is not without its limitations. There is a growing awareness among certain individuals, those who are sensitive to the subtle energies of the world, that something is amiss. These individuals often describe experiences of heightened perception or inexplicable knowing that goes beyond ordinary human understanding. They might sense energy shifts in the atmosphere, feel the presence of unseen entities, or experience synchronicities that suggest an underlying order to the chaos around them. Some might even begin to hear voices or encounter visions that give them insights into the true nature of reality, though these experiences are often dismissed by conventional science as delusions or hallucinations. Despite the constant efforts of these hidden entities to maintain control, there is an undeniable shift happening. More and more individuals are waking up to the fact that the world they've been conditioned to see is not the full picture. They are beginning to recognize the signs of manipulation and questioning the narratives they've been told throughout their lives. In this way, the hidden forces that seek to control humanity may be unwittingly giving rise to the very resistance they wish to suppress. There's a growing collective awareness that things are not as they seem. People are starting to see through the illusion of reality, noticing the subtle manipulations in their own lives and in the world around them. This awareness, while still in its infancy, is spreading, and as more people begin to wake up to the truth, the power of these hidden forces begins to weaken. The very system that has long kept humanity in a state of subjugation is slowly being exposed. And with this exposure comes the possibility for true freedom, a freedom that goes beyond the superficial constructs of politics, economics, and social structures. The true nature of these hidden forces is becoming clearer to those who are willing to look beyond the surface. The idea that human consciousness is not entirely our own is a difficult one to accept. But for those who have experienced moments of profound awakening, it offers a glimpse into a world far larger than anything we could have imagined. These hidden entities, though powerful, are not invincible. The more people recognize their influence and resist their subtle control, the more difficult it becomes for these forces to maintain their grip on humanity. In the end, the real challenge lies not in fighting against these entities directly, but in reclaiming the power of human consciousness. Only when individuals recognize the extent of the manipulation that has occurred, both within themselves and in the world around them, can they begin to break free. This is not a battle of physical strength, but a battle for the very essence of what it means to be human. The forces at play may be subtle and difficult to detect, but the human spirit is resilient, and the more people awaken to their true potential, the less power these hidden entities will have over them. Ultimately, the truth will emerge, and with it, the possibility for a new world, one where humanity is no longer under the influence of unseen forces, but instead guided by its own collective wisdom and consciousness. In power to monitor and manipulate human behavior, the moon's role is far more complex than we are led to believe. It is not just a distant rock in the sky, It is part of a much larger cosmic game, a pawn in a far-reaching strategy that influences the course of human development. These installations are said to host advanced technologies capable of manipulating energy fields, controlling communication systems, and even influencing the weather on Earth. While these operations remain under tight security, there are those who have risked everything to reveal the truth, shedding light on the dark underbelly of space exploration. These individuals have often been discredited, silenced, or outright erased from the public eye, their accounts dismissed as the ramblings of conspiracy theorists. However, as more and more information leaks, patterns begin to emerge that suggest there is something far more sinister at play than mere secrecy. The existence of extraterrestrial civilizations, ancient technologies, and the unspoken control over vast swaths of space suggests that humanity's role in the universe is not as simple as we've been led to believe. There are those who argue that this elaborate web of deception is not solely about maintaining control over humanity. It is also about preserving a carefully constructed narrative of power and authority. The people who truly understand what lies beyond our planet know that we are part of a much larger cosmic community, and that the power to shape humanity's future is no longer solely in our hands. As humanity stands on the edge of this great revelation, those in charge fear what might happen if the truth comes to light. The revelation that we are not alone in the universe could unravel the very fabric of our societal structures, challenging our understanding of power, control, and our place in the cosmos. What if the ancient civilizations that once thrived on other planets or moons possessed knowledge and technologies that far outstrip anything humanity has achieved? What if their discoveries hold the key to solving problems we face on Earth, such as energy crises, environmental degradation, or even the mysteries of consciousness itself? The implications are staggering, and it's clear why those in control are so determined to suppress these discoveries. The more we uncover about the true history of our universe, the more we realize how little we actually know about the forces shaping our lives. The fear of this knowledge becoming public is not just about losing control over space. It's about the loss of control over humanity itself. People might begin to question their place in the world, challenge the authority of those in power, and seek to reclaim their own autonomy. They might start to demand access to the technologies and knowledge hidden from them for so long, and the old power structures would be forced to adapt or risk collapse. But even as more people wake up to the reality that we are not alone in the universe, and that the moon and other celestial bodies may be far more important than previously thought, the battle for knowledge and control rages on. What happens when the public begins to demand answers? What happens when the facade of secrecy finally begins to crack? Will the truth be revealed, or will the powers that be find new ways to maintain their grip on the narrative, manipulating the public's perception of reality with greater sophistication? In the coming years, we may be faced with an awakening of unprecedented scale. As we push further into the unknown reaches of space, the veil that has concealed so much for so long may begin to lift. But whether that awakening will lead to a brighter, more unified future, or to greater conflict and division, remains to be seen. One thing is certain: the story of humanity's place in the cosmos is far from over, and the revelations yet to come may be more transformative than we ever imagined. As we reach the cusp of this new era, one thing is clear: the real journey is just beginning. And perhaps in the end, it's not just about the technology or the extraterrestrial life we might discover, but about the awakening of our collective consciousness and the potential for humanity to transcend the limitations that have kept us grounded for so long. The shadows of secrecy still loom large, but as awareness grows, the power of those who have kept these truths hidden may begin to wane, leaving space for a new chapter in the story of humanity. Seeking control over humanity and the flow of energy has been an ongoing agenda for those in power, and throughout the ages, they have manipulated and shaped the reality that we experience in ways few are even aware of. The true nature of the moon, for example, is shrouded in secrecy. Officially regarded as a lifeless body in space, many believe that beneath its desolate exterior lies technology, or even ancient artifacts that have been hidden from the public eye. What lies within those lunar facilities, if they truly exist, remains a mystery only understood by a select few. These secretive entities have long known that the moon holds more significance than just being Earth's orbiting satellite. It's a key piece of a much larger puzzle, one tied to humanity's destiny and the forces that shape it. Similarly, Earth holds within its icy grasp another secret that remains largely unknown to the general public: Antarctica. The continent, often viewed as a frozen wasteland by the outside world, hides within it mysteries that could redefine the course of history. Certain parts of Antarctica are off limits to researchers and explorers, protected by international agreements designed to ensure that no one can uncover what lies beneath the ice. Some believe that ancient civilizations, with knowledge and technology far beyond our own, once thrived there and left behind artifacts that could change everything we think we know about our past. Others speculate that hidden in its remote, untouched regions may be advanced technology that predates modern human civilization by thousands, if not millions of years. Throughout the centuries, many civilizations have pondered the existence of ancient knowledge, mysterious relics and teachings that could hold the key to understanding the true nature of our existence. In many cultures, legends persist of hidden portals, gateways to realms or dimensions far beyond the physical world. These beliefs suggest that humanity's understanding of time and space is far too limited to grasp the truth of the universe. Could it be that such secrets are kept deliberately hidden by those in power, aware that the unraveling of these mysteries would destabilize their grip on control? While the existence of these portals remains speculative, the concept points to a larger question. Why is the truth so carefully guarded? And why do those who control knowledge seek to suppress humanity's potential? One of the most disturbing aspects of human existence that has puzzled philosophers and mystics for millennia is the cycle of reincarnation. Why do souls seem trapped in an endless loop, being reborn into human form without any memory of their past lives? Why do we feel a sense of déjà vu or unexplainable connections to people and places, only to have no concrete memory of how they relate to us? The answer to this may be far darker and more complex than we realize. There's a growing theory that reincarnation is not a natural process, but a carefully crafted system designed to keep souls trapped within the confines of earthly existence. Instead of evolving and ascending to higher spiritual realms after death, souls are intercepted, their memories are wiped clean, and they are sent back to Earth to live out another life. Their past experiences erased, their true nature hidden. This cycle, carefully engineered, ensures that humanity remains unaware of the divine truth, that each individual is an eternal soul capable of transcending this earthly plane. By keeping souls trapped in this endless loop, those in control ensure that we remain spiritually amnesiac, incapable of awakening to the greater reality that lies beyond. But why would anyone or anything want to keep humanity in such a state? One reason may be tied to a need for energy, specifically emotional energy. Not all emotions are created equal in the eyes of these unseen forces. Emotions like fear, despair, anger, and suffering are the most potent forms of energy. These negative emotions generate a frequency that certain entities feed on, much like a parasite feeding off its host. In this sense, humanity has become the unwitting source of this dark energy, and those who control the system are ensuring that it continues to flow. Wars, poverty, disease, and global crises are not merely coincidental. They are tools designed to keep people in a constant state of fear, uncertainty, and suffering. This emotional energy harvest is the true motive behind much of the chaos and confusion in the world. The more fear that is generated, the more powerful these entities become. They have woven themselves into the fabric of human society, using our greatest vulnerabilities, our emotional reactions, to maintain control over our lives. By keeping the population in a perpetual state of distress, they prevent us from recognizing our own innate power and potential to break free from this system. In this modern age, another tool has emerged that is being used to suppress human consciousness: artificial intelligence. What is often marketed as a technological advancement aimed at improving our lives is, in fact, being weaponized to control thought, limit free will, and manipulate the collective consciousness. As AI becomes further integrated into our daily lives, it creates a greater divide between humans and their true, organic nature. Instead of being connected to the natural world and the deeper realms of existence, humanity is becoming increasingly reliant on digital interfaces, algorithms, and artificial structures that disconnect us from the spiritual essence we are meant to experience. The algorithms driving AI are specifically designed to predict, control, and condition human behavior. In doing so, they influence our thoughts, desires, and actions without us even realizing it. The more dependent we become on technology, the easier it is for these systems to shape our reality in ways that serve the interests of those in control. Through AI, humanity's ability to think critically, to connect with higher spiritual dimensions, and to evolve consciously is slowly being suppressed. AI becomes, in essence, a barrier, a wall between humanity and the greater truths of existence. By blurring the lines between the organic and digital, the natural and the artificial, those in power are able to ensure that the collective consciousness remains trapped within a fabricated reality, one that is far easier to manipulate and control. As technology continues to advance and AI becomes increasingly entrenched in every aspect of our lives, the question must be asked: who benefits from this suppression of consciousness? And how much longer can humanity remain unaware of the forces working behind the scenes to keep us in a state of spiritual dormancy? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear: those in control are not willing to let the truth surface anytime soon. Even the realm of dreams, once considered a sanctuary of the mind, is no longer a safe haven for many. Dreams throughout history have been regarded as a doorway to higher consciousness, a space where souls could connect with the divine, receive guidance, and access hidden knowledge. For millennia, they were thought to be a realm where wisdom could flow freely, bypassing the limits of the physical world and the ego. However, today dreams are increasingly reported as unsettling. Many individuals have begun to experience recurring nightmares, strange symbols, and an overwhelming sense of being watched while they sleep. This is not simply a coincidence. In fact, what's unfolding is a subtle yet pervasive form of subconscious programming, designed to reinforce the illusion of the physical world and keep individuals from unlocking their full spiritual potential. It's as if the very fabric of our dreams has been hijacked, preventing us from tapping into the deeper layers of knowledge that have always been within our reach. Those who are beginning to spiritually awaken often find their dreams disturbed by bizarre distractions, vivid symbols, and enigmatic scenarios, all seemingly placed there to deter them from discovering deeper truths. The more one tries to break free from this matrix of illusion, the more intense and persistent these disturbances become, pushing individuals back into the collective dream of reality that has been carefully constructed. But these layers of manipulation are not confined merely to our dreams. They go much deeper. Beneath the surface, there exists another, more insidious form of control. Unseen spiritual contracts that many souls have unknowingly entered into before incarnating in this world. These contracts are like invisible chains, binding individuals to the false constructs of the Matrix, and are often signed under false pretenses. In some cases, they were made willingly, but under deceptive circumstances. Or they could even be inherited through ancestral bloodlines, passed down from generation to generation, like a curse. These contracts, made in the unseen realms, act as invisible leashes, tethering the soul to a cycle of reincarnation and preventing them from fully awakening to their true nature. However, once a soul becomes conscious of these contracts, the power to dissolve them lies within their grasp. Awareness becomes the key to freedom. When individuals recognize that they are bound by such agreements, they can choose to break free, reclaiming their sovereignty and stepping into their true power. The moment they do, a profound shift occurs within them, an awakening that shifts their perception of reality. With each soul that awakens to this truth, they become part of a collective force, capable of dismantling the false system that holds humanity captive. This awakening is a force that the powers that be fear deeply. Those who control the mechanisms of the Matrix know that once enough souls awaken and remember who they truly are, the entire structure of control will begin to collapse. The artificial systems that have been in place for centuries are not built to withstand a collective awakening of consciousness. The shift towards spiritual freedom is inevitable, and it will unfold at a pace that cannot be stopped. As more individuals reclaim their divine connection, the illusion of the world we have known will begin to crumble. For too long, humanity has been taught to believe that our history is well documented, that all significant discoveries have already been made and understood. Yet beneath the surface, hidden in places untouched by modern exploration, there are countless ancient sites, structures, and artifacts that tell a different story, one that defies the established narrative. These places are not just remnants of a forgotten past. They are proof of a far greater, more advanced knowledge than we have been led to believe. Ancient pyramids, hidden beneath dense jungles, buried under shifting sands, and even submerged beneath the oceans, hold keys to understanding the universe that have long been concealed. These structures were not merely tombs or places of worship. They were built as powerful energy centers designed to alter frequencies, balance planetary vibrations, and even act as gateways to other realms. What makes these ancient sites so elusive is not just the passage of time or the challenges of modern archaeology. It is the truth they contain. These pyramids and sacred sites, if uncovered and fully understood, would shatter the historical narrative we have been told. They challenge everything we think we know about the past and reveal that ancient civilizations possess knowledge far beyond what modern science acknowledges. What's even more intriguing is the possibility that this knowledge may not have originated solely from human minds. There are hints, through ancient texts and mysterious symbols, that some of this wisdom may have been imparted by extraterrestrial beings that have long since left their mark on the earth, guiding human evolution from the shadows. The idea that we are not the first intelligent species to inhabit this planet, or that we have been visited by extraterrestrial life, is an uncomfortable truth that powerful entities work tirelessly to suppress. One of the most compelling pieces of this puzzle are the crystal skulls scattered across the globe. These artifacts, often shrouded in mystery, have captivated researchers and spiritual seekers alike. While mainstream historians suggest that these skulls were carved by ancient civilizations using rudimentary tools, the flawless design of these objects raises many questions. The crystal skulls are not just ornamental. They are thought to be cosmic storage devices containing encoded information that can unlock higher levels of consciousness. Some legends state that when all of the original skulls are brought together, They will activate and reveal long-hidden knowledge. Knowledge about the origins of humanity, our future potential, and the role extraterrestrial beings have played in our development. Those who have come into contact with these skulls report a heightened sense of intuition, visions, and an overwhelming feeling that they are accessing information that transcends time itself. The crystal skulls, therefore, are not just physical objects, but spiritual tools, windows into a vast network of cosmic wisdom that remains hidden, awaiting those who are ready to receive it. The question that lingers is, who created these skulls, and why have efforts been made to keep their true purpose concealed? Another critical piece of the puzzle lies in the mysterious stargates scattered across the planet. Sites such as Stonehenge, the Gate of the Gods in Peru, and Egypt's unfinished obelisks have long been shrouded in mystery. While mainstream archaeologists have attempted to fit these locations into the framework of ritualistic or cultural practices, a deeper exploration reveals a far more profound purpose. These sites align perfectly with celestial events, suggesting they were designed not merely for spiritual rituals, but as actual stargates, portals capable of connecting Earth to other dimensions, realms, and even distant parts of the cosmos. They are not just relics of the past, they are functional devices, tools of ancient wisdom that were used to manipulate energy, align with the stars, and possibly even facilitate travel between realms. These ancient sites have remained largely unexplored in their full capacity because they contain truths that, if fully understood, would disrupt the current understanding of our reality. They are evidence that humanity once possessed a far deeper connection to the universe, and that this connection was deliberately severed in order to keep us trapped in a false version of reality. As humanity begins to awaken, these mysteries will gradually come to light. The more we uncover, the more we will understand that our true history is far richer and more complex than we have been taught. And in this revelation, we will find the key to breaking free from the chains that have bound us for so long. The awakening is not just a spiritual movement. It is the beginning of the end for the false matrix that has held humanity in a state of ignorance. As we awaken to our true potential, the old system will crumble and a new era of consciousness will emerge, one where knowledge, freedom, and connection with the cosmos are no longer hidden, but fully realized. The time is coming when the veil will be lifted and humanity will step into its true destiny. The history of our world is far more intricate than what we've been led to believe. Hidden beneath layers of mainstream history lies an extraordinary narrative that stretches back to a time when humanity's understanding of the universe was far more advanced than it is today. There are remnants scattered across the earth in the form of ancient structures, mysterious symbols, and energy anomalies that suggest a much deeper connection between humanity and the cosmos. One of the most fascinating pieces of this puzzle is the existence of stargates, advanced portals believed to have been used for interdimensional travel. These portals were not merely the stuff of science fiction, but were part of the fabric of ancient civilizations, and their purpose was far beyond what we can even begin to comprehend today. Certain markings on ancient monuments, coupled with unexplained energy fluctuations in specific locations, hint that these sites were once functioning portals, gateways that allowed for not only communication between realms, but also physical travel. These stargates might have served as conduits between distant planets, dimensions, or even times. However, this knowledge was deliberately erased by powerful entities who ensured that future generations would forget humanity's profound connection to otherworldly forces. As a result, many of these portals remain dormant, buried beneath the sands of time, their true purpose concealed. Some researchers and theorists believe that these portals may not be entirely inactive, and under the right conditions, they could be reactivated. The knowledge of their operation was lost, and many of these sites are now seen as mere curiosities or remnants of past cultures. But there are still some who insist that they hold the key to unlocking humanity's forgotten history. The reason these monumental truths have been suppressed is one of control. Throughout history, there have been powerful groups and individuals who understood the transformative power that such knowledge could have on society. The very fabric of human history would unravel if people were to discover the true origins of civilization, that extraterrestrial beings played a direct role in shaping the course of humanity's development. The implications would be profound. Textbooks would need to be rewritten, religious doctrines would be questioned, and the dominant power structures in place would be threatened. If humanity were to embrace the fact that our ancestors had access to technology and wisdom far beyond our current capabilities, the existing systems of control would crumble. This is why so much of our history has been manipulated. The records of the past have been altered, and vast amounts of knowledge have been deliberately hidden, destroyed, or dismissed as mere myths. Ancient texts that describe encounters with divine visitors, scriptures that detail flying crafts in the sky, and carvings of beings descending from the heavens have been conveniently disregarded as nothing more than allegorical tales. But if one looks closely, the evidence is all around us. There are hidden messages in the stonework of ancient temples, references to advanced technology buried in religious texts, and depictions of extraterrestrial beings that have long been ignored by mainstream history. These pieces of the puzzle, when put together, tell a very different story, one in which humanity was once in direct contact with other worldly civilizations and was perhaps even guided by them. Perhaps the most crucial aspect of this ancient knowledge is the understanding of sound and vibration. Modern science tends to focus on the physical and material world, but in ancient civilizations, there was a profound understanding of the energetic and vibrational nature of existence. These civilizations didn't rely solely on brute strength or primitive tools to construct their grand structures. They had mastered the art of manipulating sound frequencies, enabling them to move massive stones, alter the very structure of matter, and even heal the body. This knowledge is particularly evident in sacred spaces, such as temples, where specific chants, tones, and harmonic frequencies create resonance effects that seem to defy the conventional laws of physics. The manipulation of sound frequencies could produce levitation, cause materials to shift and change, and even restore balance to the body's energy field. In many ancient cultures, sound was seen as a sacred tool for transformation, a method of bridging the gap between the physical and the spiritual. But this ancient wisdom was carefully suppressed and removed from mainstream education. If humanity were to rediscover the ability to harness sound as a tool for healing and creation, it would radically shift our understanding of the universe. It could even change the very fabric of reality itself. Imagine the implications. Sound could be used to heal diseases, build cities, or create advanced technologies. It could help us access higher states of consciousness and unlock hidden potentials within our minds and bodies. But this knowledge, if it were to become widespread, would threaten the systems of control that have held power over humanity for millennia. By keeping this information buried, those in power ensure that the masses remain disconnected from their true potential, unaware of the extraordinary abilities that were once common among our ancestors. It is clear that the ancient civilizations possessed knowledge that could radically alter the trajectory of modern society. They had an understanding of the universe, technology, and energy that we are only beginning to comprehend today. Yet this knowledge was buried, intentionally forgotten, so that humanity would remain in the dark about its own potential. But the truth cannot be hidden forever. As more discoveries are made, and as more people awaken to the possibility of a much larger story, it's only a matter of time before these lost truths come to light. Perhaps we are on the verge of rediscovering the wisdom of the ancients, unlocking the power of sound, reactivating the stargates, and reconnecting with the extraterrestrial forces that may have shaped our civilization. If we dare to seek the truth, we may uncover a past that is far more extraordinary than we ever imagined. In today's world, we find ourselves bound by invisible chains, an insidious form of control that's drastically different from the physical shackles of the past. These chains are not made of iron or steel, but are woven into the very fabric of our thoughts, beliefs, and perceptions. They are subtle, often unnoticed, yet incredibly effective in keeping us confined within a narrow mental space. These invisible chains manifest in the form of societal expectations, cultural conditioning, and, perhaps most powerfully, the overwhelming influence of the digital landscape. When the internet, social media, and artificial intelligence were first introduced, they were hailed as tools that would propel humanity into a new era of progress and enlightenment. They promised to connect us, expand our knowledge, and create a more informed and interconnected world. However, over time, what was once a source of empowerment has transformed into something far more controlling. The internet has evolved into a vast, complex web of interconnected devices, platforms, and algorithms that quietly shape our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Every click we make, every post we like, and every piece of content we consume is meticulously tracked and analyzed by algorithms designed to predict and influence our behavior. These technologies, originally intended to serve us, have slowly taken on a life of their own, directing our attention and shaping our perceptions in ways we may not even be aware of. This is no accident. It's not a mere byproduct of technological advancement. Rather, it is part of a deliberate system designed to distract, disorient, and disconnect us from our inner power. The constant barrage of information, notifications, and opinions creates a noise that drowns out the quieter, more profound aspects of our consciousness. We are encouraged to react, to consume, to compare, and to conform. Our minds are bombarded with images and narratives that tell us who we should be, what we should want, and how we should live. These external influences seep into our subconscious, limiting our ability to think critically or independently. To break free from this cycle of control, the first crucial step is to recognize the illusion for what it is. We must become aware of the ways in which our minds are being shaped, often without our consent. This awareness begins with questioning everything we encounter, whether it's the news, advertisements, social media posts, or even our own thought patterns. We need to challenge the narratives that have been ingrained in us and consciously choose to step away from the constant noise of the digital world. This isn't an easy task, especially in a world where the digital realm is constantly evolving and demanding our attention. But the more we disconnect from this artificial world, the more we open ourselves up to the possibility of true freedom. Spending time in nature, away from the ever-present hum of electronic devices, is one of the most powerful ways to regain our mental independence. Nature offers a sanctuary of peace and stillness, allowing us to reconnect with our own inner rhythms and the natural world. The simple act of walking barefoot on the earth, feeling the wind on our skin, or listening to the sound of birds singing can have a profound impact on our sense of well-being and clarity. By spending time in nature, we begin to remember who we are outside of the digital maze we've been trapped in. We begin to reconnect with our true selves. In addition to disconnecting from the digital noise, practicing mindfulness is another essential step in breaking free from the mental chains that bind us. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment or distraction. It involves cultivating awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations, as they arise, allowing us to observe them without becoming entangled in them. Through mindfulness, we can gain greater control over our mental state and reduce the influence of external forces that seek to shape our thoughts and behaviors. It's a practice that requires patience and discipline, but the rewards are immeasurable: clarity, peace, and a deeper connection to our true selves. Yet, there is another layer of control that affects us, one that goes beyond our thoughts and minds and directly impacts our energy. Our bodies are not just physical vessels. They are powerful energy systems capable of much more than we have been taught to believe. Every cell in our body is constantly vibrating with energy, and our thoughts, emotions, and intentions directly influence this energetic field. Ancient cultures knew how to harness and cultivate the body's energy for healing, growth, and spiritual development. Through practices like breathwork, movement, meditation, and focused intention, they were able to tap into their true potential as energetic beings. This knowledge was passed down through generations, but over time, it was suppressed and replaced by a materialistic worldview that emphasized external solutions over internal mastery. Today, our natural energy has been compromised in many ways. Our food is laced with chemicals and toxins that disrupt our body's natural processes. We are constantly exposed to electromagnetic radiation from our devices and the environment, which interferes with our energetic balance. The modern world, with its fast pace and stressors, discourages us from taking the time to tune into our bodies and cultivate our inner power. We are conditioned to believe that healing, growth, and success come from external sources, whether it's medicine, technology, or societal approval, rather than from within. However, there is a growing movement of individuals rediscovering the wisdom of ancient practices and reclaiming their personal power. By focusing on self-care, energy healing, and reconnecting with the body's natural rhythms, we can begin to reverse the damage done by years of disconnection. Practices like yoga, tai chi, reiki, and breathwork are becoming more mainstream, offering a path toward holistic well-being and empowerment. These practices help us to realign with our true energetic nature and awaken the dormant powers within us. To truly break free from the invisible chains that bind us, we must not only challenge the external forces that seek to control us, but also reclaim our connection to our own bodies and energy. We must remember that we are not passive recipients of external influences, but powerful creators of our own reality. By awakening our consciousness and reconnecting with the natural flow of energy within us, we can transcend the limitations imposed by modern society and step into our fullest potential. It is only through this inner liberation that we can truly experience freedom, not just in the external world, but within ourselves. To truly reclaim our innate power, we must first engage in a process of deep detoxification, not just of our physical bodies, but also of our minds, emotions, and energies. Detoxifying our bodies involves more than just cleansing from toxins. It's about reconnecting with the natural rhythms of the earth, grounding ourselves in environments that nurture our spirits and free us from the distractions of modern, artificial life. This grounding process helps us reconnect with the essence of who we truly are, far beyond the conditioned responses and external influences we have absorbed throughout our lives. In doing so, we begin to restore the balance of our energy centers, opening pathways for healing, self-awareness, and spiritual growth. Unfortunately, spirituality, which was once the direct and unblemished path to enlightenment, has been compromised. Over time, sacred teachings that held the keys to deep wisdom have been twisted, diluted, and manipulated to serve the interests of those in power. These alterations are not mere misunderstandings, but deliberate attempts to distort the truth, turning spiritual seekers into followers of incomplete and often misleading doctrines. The true teachings, which once guided humanity toward ascension, the process of raising our consciousness and transcending the limitations of the physical world, have been obscured behind layers of falsehood. What was meant to be a path of liberation has, instead, been turned into a system of control that keeps us bound to lower vibrations, perpetuating cycles of fear, separation, and dependency. The false narratives perpetuated by organized belief systems introduce doctrines steeped in fear. These fear-based teachings tell us that salvation must come from an external source, a higher authority, a deity, or a system of belief. In doing so, they disempower individuals, convincing them that they are powerless and need something or someone outside themselves to attain spiritual freedom. This is a lie. The truth is that true ascension does not require any intermediary. It is a deeply personal journey, one that involves reconnecting with higher consciousness, transcending the physical self, and awakening to the infinite potential that lies within us, free from the interference of outside forces. To experience this awakening, we must break free from the mental programming that has been instilled in us. The key lies not in adopting new external beliefs, but in seeking wisdom that resonates with our innermost selves. This wisdom is often found when we go beyond the dogma of mainstream teachings and allow ourselves to tune into the subtle energies of the universe. Through practices such as meditation, intuitive insight, and cultivating a direct connection with cosmic energies, we can bypass the false barriers that have been erected to keep us from realizing our true nature. As we open ourselves to these practices, we can begin to discern what is true for our own souls and let go of the teachings that no longer serve our highest good. The Pleiadians, an advanced and enlightened race who have long observed the evolution of humanity, offer us a profound blueprint for liberation. Their wisdom is not about escaping the physical world or seeking salvation outside ourselves, but about shifting our perception. They teach that the key to freedom lies in breaking through the mental conditioning that holds us captive, freeing ourselves from the illusion of separation, limitation, and fear. The Pleiadian message is simple, yet powerful. Recognize the illusion of the world we perceive, reclaim your personal power, and activate the dormant, limitless abilities within you. This shift is achieved not through force or resistance, but through conscious intention, realignment with the natural rhythms of life, and eliminating the fear-based thinking that clouds our true vision. The controllers who manipulate the masses thrive on division, distraction, and deception. Their power lies in creating separation, keeping us distracted from the truth, and perpetuating lies that keep us in a constant state of fear and confusion. However, once we begin to see through the illusion, the entire system begins to lose its grip on us. True freedom does not come from rebellion or resistance. It comes from stepping outside the confines of the system entirely. When we awaken to our true nature, we no longer need to fight the system. We realize we are not part of it in the first place. This is why those in control fear not rebellion, but remembrance. They know that once enough individuals remember their true sovereign nature, the illusion of control collapses, and the chains they have bound us with are broken. This awakening process is not a battle to be fought in the external world. Rather, it is a shift in awareness, a transformation of consciousness. It is the recognition that we are more than our physical bodies, more than the thoughts that pass through our minds, and more than the limitations that have been imposed upon us. The moment we truly grasp this, the invisible chains that have bound us to the lower frequencies begin to dissolve. We realize that the power we have been searching for has always been within us, and we have only to remember it. The journey of awakening is not about gaining new power, but about reclaiming the power that has always been ours. It is about shedding the layers of fear, confusion, and external control that have clouded our perception. When we do this, we awaken to a deeper understanding of who we truly are: limitless, eternal, and sovereign beings. As we reclaim this truth, the illusion of separation, limitation, and control falls away, and we step fully into our power as conscious creators of our own reality. The shift in awareness is subtle but profound, and once enough of us undergo this transformation, the collective consciousness will change, and the entire system will begin to crumble.